Hey everyone, it's Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy, and even though it's not this date when you're watching it, it is currently Monday, the 28th of August. The month end is coming up, which means my newsletter will be dropping in a couple of days. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do. Let you know everything that's going on and what we did over the course of the last month. Monday morning, beginning of a new week. Got lots going on. Logan is programming one of the new tandem 900 megahertz radios. These are really cool. I love these radios. They are awesome. They've been selling like crazy. Bringing in new stock here hopefully next week. End of last week, if you follow my videos, we were going to try and get these guys out to trimming, and that didn't happen, but this is actually going to work out okay. Pisces, Delphin, and Sharky McSharkface in the back there are all going to be going to my house tonight, and tomorrow morning when it's cool out, we're going to be running these and getting them all trimmed up. Now, tomorrow morning I'm going to be out, and actually Logan probably will be as well, because I am going to my U.S. citizenship oath ceremony, becoming a U.S. citizen tomorrow morning. So that is exciting as well. And in the back, what are you doing?
Making click-ons.
Making click-ons. This is for that starter kit order, right?
Yep. Exciting work.
Yeah, super exciting. Primed up Sharky. He looks cool in this color. We might keep it that way. We've got some high output red LEDs on order for him, but he's going to the pool tomorrow. We'll get that going. All our 212s are going out, but we need to start getting ready for Subfest. That is coming up right away, which means we've got to get our big Baleo all done up and set to go. So we got a ton of things going on here this week. Let's get started. You know, Mondays tend to be not very cool. It's like us catching up from the weekend, shipping stuff out. So, apologize. Jason's been spending all the time getting things ready for packing up these 212 kits. We need to make sure that they're really well packaged. There's a couple of them going internationally. So he's working on all of that there for us here right now. Logan is helping to get geared up for Subfest 2023. And he has got the qualification badges. So when you come to Subfest you have a sub or operate a sub, you can earn qualification badges. Everybody who attends gets the main badge, and they're magnetic. You can stick on your hat or your shirt or whatever. And if you test your skills by docking, by maneuvering, and doing all of this stuff, the conning challenge, you get these flags that go underneath, and yeah, there you go. That's what it looks like when it's all done. You get to hang that off as a little matter of pride that you got all of your qual badges. So that's what he's working on, man. We got like 2 weeks left. Just like a day over 2 weeks left before we're going to need to head off to Georgia. But we are going to be knocking this out here really quick. This is a 96 scale skipjack fiberglass hull. It's really cool. Has an old D&E 3-inch watertight cylinder. This was given to us for a customer who wanted to get it all up and running. This is going to be a quick build. I've spent 5 minutes on it. And Logan, how long did you spend on it so far?
40 seconds?
Yeah, 40, well, maybe over 40 seconds. He put a new connection on there, so maybe 4 minutes or something like that. He put a new battery connection on. But this is all old school electronics, like from Subtech back in the day. But everything works. Even though it's all old school, it's solid state and pretty damn reliable. We're going to get this all rigged up, get the saddles in, throw it in the boat, and paint it up and ship it out. So hoping that is going to be a nice, quick process for us this week. So Logan's almost got all these things knocked out, all of our badges, all of our flags, printing all that out. And I am super happy to report that this thing is coming along really, really well for a change. This is all fully functional. Everything is working perfectly right now. Replaced the big, gigantic, non-functional Subtech APC3 with a little AD2 pitch controller. Ground out the limber holes, or the ballast holes, the drain holes. So that's all done. One thing to note I thought was really interesting, this is a big lead weight, and that was sitting right here. When I flipped this thing over, this fell out, and this is silicone holding it in place, which a lot of people use. But this white residue that kind of leaches out of this lead formed like a barrier in there, and it just popped right free. So I'm going to sand this down a little bit and put some more silicone on there. Might even seal this up with a little bit of clear spray. I think that might work good. But we are at the point where we're just doing final securing of the cylinder inside, and then this thing's on for trimming. And that is going to be how we round out our Monday. I'm going to be loading up Sharky McSharka Face and the other two, and heading out to our pool first thing in the morning before my oath ceremony. So have a great night. Tuesday morning, and we've had a busy day already. First thing in the morning, after our workout, we threw Sharky in the pool, and last night we got Pisces and Dolphin in the water. That went really, really well. Trimming process went really, really good, but hit a stumbling block in that his pectoral thruster on the left side, right side, died a horrible death. It shorted out, and it was like heating up and sparking and not doing well. So you can see we've got some surgery going on Sharky here right now. His fin has been removed. We're just waiting on a new thruster to install. This one's working perfectly though. And the trimming process went awesome. We had to add some drain holes because he weighed about 100 pounds pulling him out. We forgot to put drain holes in. But I'm excited. I think that's going to work really, really good. How did Pisces do yesterday, Logan?
Good, but it's a little slow.
And why was it slow?
Well, no, the battery's dying. That's what it was.
Yeah, the battery was at, so the 11.1 volt battery was at something like 8 volts. So that would explain things. So we're actually pulling the old battery out, and we're going to put the new battery in, which that needs to come back out because we need to waterproof that battery.
Yep.
But we doubled the capacity. We went from a 1500 to is that a 32?
3200.
32. So Pisces will have a bajillion points more power. He broke his belly. Yeah. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So we're installing the ballast weights in Sharky's belly. And that's all the weight that's going to go into him right there. And we'll glue that all together. We'll use those weights. It'll support everything. It'll all look good once we are all done. I'm going to get back on the little skipjack, which is going to be ready for trimming today, hopefully. And, of course, as I mentioned before, a little busy this morning. I had my naturalization ceremony, so I'm now not only a citizen of Canada, but a citizen of the United States. So both Logan and I are hooked up, and Renee's will hopefully be very soon. Exciting stuff. Good news, this thruster is fine. We yanked it, tested it with the new ESC, and it is functioning perfectly. So it's either the ESC in Sharky or the throttle jockey that controls mixing. So we're yanking the box yet again, which again, that's why you build them removable. Pull it out, test it all, see what's happening. Wednesday morning around 11 o'clock, and lots going on here at the shop. Let's go back and see what the boys have been working on. Jason's on cylinder duty. He did do gas ballast systems this morning, a lot of the soldering and stuff.
Yep. I just got to get it installed in here.
So we got 3 cylinders we're going to try and get done today. We're going to see how that works out. And you can see Sharky has another color other than gray on him. He's all buttoned up, and then everything is working good, the thrusters and everything as of yesterday. And then, what are you doing, Logan?
I just finished up the eyes, and I'm about to move on to the gums to give him a little bit of a more grounded look.
Yeah, actually those eyes turned out pretty good. It at least adds a little, like, soul to him.
Ironic considering how soulless sharks look, though.
When the whites come across, yeah. But after that, we're going to give him a little clear coat, and going to do some airbrushing to make him look cool. And other projects going on. We've got rudder extensions for the Delphin. Those are just getting dried. I need to airbrush those and clear those, because those will get installed here right away. That 96 skipjack got some base coats of paint on it. Some dark gray, some black. I'll be doing the red anti-foul here in a little bit after this finishes curing. Delphin also got some additional vents in the top. The weights have been secured. The box has been secured. So these rudder extensions are going to go on right here. We're going to add about triple what these ones currently are. And last but not least, Logan got the new battery installed into Pisces. And one thing that we're trying here, which will be interesting to see, so these lithium polymer batteries, they're waterproofed right now, but what's not waterproof is this charging balance adapter, charging the balance port on the battery. So what we're trying here is a little mold, a little rubber mold, and when we pull that out, it'll serve as a rubber cap that'll go right over that that balance port on the battery and keep it 100% waterproof, or at least that's the theory. So inside there we have an old charging port, a balance port, that'll serve as the master pattern, and so when we pull that out, we'll have the negative and just stick it on the battery. So we'll let that cure up. Might have a chance to mess around with it a little bit this afternoon, but if not, it'll be tomorrow. Keep plugging away. I think Gracie says it's time to go home, right? All right, but before we do, let's take a quick look at what we got. We got a bunch of cylinders all done up. Jason did a great job of getting those wrapped up, and Sharky looks like a shark now. Pretty darned awesome. been painted, kind of like weathered. He's got some striping, so that is ready to go. We threw a coat of paint on Oberon. Oberon is going to be ready for testing. Charging up Sharky's box here. That will be ready to go here right away. Pisces is ready to go. Delphin is ready to go. And here are our rudder extensions. I think they turned out really good. Basically tripled the surface area. And here is the skipjack. What a fun little boat. I still hate small boats, but at least this one looks cool. So, done for the day. We're going to head home and attack things tomorrow. Thursday morning here at the Drydocks, and we're going to go take a look at what Logan is up to here in a minute. Jason's picking orders, or packing orders, which is always good. So we talked about the cap for the balance port in these lithium polymer batteries, and this is what we ended up with, this little silicone rubber plug, and it fits absolutely perfectly. It just snaps right on the end and holds itself on, and I think this is going to work perfect for waterproofing the balance ports on these batteries. So super excited about that. We've got a mold now, and we can make these for all of the waterproof lithium polymer batteries that we need to make. Pretty exciting. And Logan is weathering up Oberon for our customer. Just super subtle salt streaking. That's what we're doing here. From the decks and the sail, and then we're going to do some bigger streaking coming from these scuppers. So what's the process?
It's using is the clay.
That is chalk, pastel chalk.
Well, just simple pastel chalk, creating a series of streaks, and then extending those streaks using a brush to kind of give it a nice flow. And then you just kind of get rid of all of the excess using a rag or just kind of wiping at it.
Yeah, so you drag that rag down, and that kind of embeds it in the paint. So you don't actually need to clear it afterwards. And you guys have seen me do this before.
You can also see the difference between an amateur and a practice professional, because this is mine, and like it's there, but over here you can see way more distinct streaking.
Oh, we'll get there, and the beauty is it's kind of easy to fix. Yeah, so that is cool. All right, end of the day on Thursday. We are packing it in, but got lots done today. Let's take a look. Sharky, you see he's disassembled here still. We had him assemble, and now we're disassembling him. We're going to be putting a switch in here, a big, heavy-duty, waterproof switch that you can access through here. And that way you don't have to keep flipping them over to turn them on and off. You can just reach underneath and flick them on and off. So the switch should be here tomorrow. If it gets here in time, we'll install it, and if not, then it'll be Monday. Oberon got a little bit of weathering. He is ready for the pond. Delphin's done, and this is our skipjack. It's all tested and trimmed out perfectly in our little trim tank. And what's Logan doing?
Using the ultrasonic knife to clean off, I can't tell what this is.
Boogers. JB Weld. So when we sold this was a pristine boat. It was absolutely gorgeous. And then the person that bought it, let's just say, did some creative repairs using his very favorite glue, JB Weld, and did some big boogery repairs in there. So Logan is trimming it off, and that ultrasonic knife is just like butter through there. But this boat is sold, and we're working on it right now for our good friend Vaughn. It's going to get a brand new cylinder, which is over here. And what do we got going on here, Jason?
Just getting the cylinder all set up, getting all the electronics run, all the wiring. Got the pitch controller, switch, receiver, going 900 with this bad boy.
900, yes. And we're doing things a little differently this time. We're securing the studs to the ballast bulkhead so that the equipment tray can just stay here. So all of these wires can be perfectly cut to the right length, so there's no sloppiness.
And then this just pops right out.
Pops right off. Yeah, we just need to disconnect the 2 servos, and that's it. Little knurled nuts, and there we go. And this is the radio that Vaughn's getting. This is the Free Sky Horus, which is, I guess you could call it like last year's model, but I love it. It feels so significant when you hold it. So I just finished getting that all set up. Tomorrow we need to bind the receiver, and then we can go to town on this thing. So, packing it in, hit the ground running tomorrow, and we'll see you guys then. So it's Friday morning, and as you can see, we are driving to the pond. We've got McDelphin and Skipjack in the back, and Oberon in the very back. So 3 boats we're hoping to get tested up, fully ready to go. In the meantime, I know it's been a little while, but Frank has got an update for the Smashed 21, and he sent that video so you can see where he's at. And just as a reminder, that thing got, let's say, manhandled aggressively by UPS. When it showed up, it was in multiple pieces. I think it was supposed to be in 1, and it was in 6 when it showed up. Put a challenge out to the new owner to get it fully set up and operational within 60 days, and Frank took up that offer. If he manages to do it, he gets $1,000 back. So while we drive, let's check in with Frank and see how he's making out.
Well, this is the 3rd installment of the Type 21 rebuild. Just pan down here slowly. You can see that most of the repairs have been done. It's a little cosmetic work, a little paint matching to be done. So we're into the sub-driver, and turns out the receiver in here is 75 megahertz. That's got to come out and be replaced. I've got a new radio and receiver in the 900 range on the way. So we'll take care of that issue. But the other issue is the electronic speed control from M-Tronics. This will not work with a LiPo battery, and there is the battery that I'm going to be using with this. So I've got to find a either an M-Tronics or another compatible LiPo compatible electronic speed control. Now I found some in the 2-cell and the 4-cell, but I haven't found a 3-cell one yet. Maybe somebody can point me in the right direction for that. Battery tray has not arrived, so as you can see, the connections aren't complete. But that's essentially where we are. We're into the electronics. As soon as I get all these pieces, the battery box, the radio, receiver, and a new electronic speed control, I can button this thing back up and hopefully be on to the testing stage. But that's where we are. It's slow, but it's steady, and hopefully the next time I post an update, we'll be in better shape. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Well, it's August 29th, and this is the 4th installment of my the challenge, that is, or my rebuild of the Type 21 challenge. And here's where we are to date. Most of the cosmetic work has been done. A little paint touch-up needs to be completed. I'm now into the sub-driver, and I've got my new radio. In the sub-driver, I've got a new receiver, obviously, that I've got to bind it with the radio yet, but that'll be part of the 900 megahertz package. I went with that because of the the range possibilities that that'll hopefully give me on this. So this is what I've come up with. Very basic sort of a configuration for the the battery. And you're right, it's just a commercial plastic jar, but it's pretty strong and waterproof on top of it. So I don't want to run that big expensive battery in the wet, but that's what it'll look like. In the next couple of days, I'll be binding the receiver and the radio. Obviously that new connector needs to be put on, and we'll be testing out the electronics dry, and then do it in a test tank, and then onto a pool or some appropriate place, and get this thing tested. Anyway, that's where we are, and I'll keep everybody posted. Thanks ever so much.
So, I would say successful-ish. What do you figure there, Logan?
Yeah, that went really well. I mean, a couple issues with the throttles, but besides that, almost everything else was perfect.
Yeah, so let's see here. Let's summarize. Skipjack. I think that was actually one of the funnest boats to operate. Yeah. It was actually turning really good, and the trimming was absolutely bang on perfect. It looked really good in the water. Something came loose in the cylinder. I think the drive shaft, like a set screw, came loose or something like that. But that cylinder is probably 30 years old. So not super surprising. We'll take it apart. We'll get that all fixed. Other than that, it is set to go. Super excited about that.
Quick little thing too.
Yeah, very quick.
Hands-off operation.
Yeah, kept periscope depth without me having to touch the transmitter. So all in all, really fun. I'm normally not a small boat guy, but I'll say that was good. They're fun to drive, but not fun to work on. Delphin, that thing moves water.
Yeah,
that moves water.
With only one prop.
Yeah, it looks like the second prop, the inboard prop on the back there, must have come loose. It's a compression fit on the shaft, so we might need to re-examine that. We might need to pin it or something, but we'll get that figured out. Even on one shaft though, man, that thing was moving. Holy cow.
That's gonna be a fun boat when it's complete.
Yes, yep. So that's 90% there, just minor tweak for that. And then Oberon, I think we just need to attach the foam. We had to do a little trimming because it's such a huge boat, we couldn't trim it at the shop. But I think other than that, that worked. We don't need to do anything to that, right?
No, I'm very happy with it.
It's in good shape. So favorite boat, Logan, out of the three?
Probably the skipjack. It just looked beautiful in the water.
Yeah, skipjack. I would say skipjack was certainly the funnest from an operational perspective.
Delphin looked the coolest to me, though.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You won't miss that thing in the water.
And that wake, like I said, you could water ski behind that wake. It was pretty cool. So back to the shop, minor work, and keep this day going. All right, we are doing the stuff that we said we were going to do after we were at the pond. So let's take a look what we got going on. First off, we've got Oberon all done. We're just going to let them dry out and box it up in this very sturdy double box crate. Get all these done up, but we just need to dry it. We don't want to package it up and have it like mold in the Texas and Florida heat for a few days. So that's all ready to go. We managed to put the foam up in this sonar bulb. Jason knocked that out, so that's really cool. And I haven't even looked at this. So how does that hold on? What's going on here?
Well, it looks like it's just a bushing in here that must have broken free from this bushing.
Oh,
This-
yeah.
This spins fine.
Yep.
This doesn't move. It just...
That's a lot of torque going through there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
maybe we'll
broke.
pin it. Is that brass?
That's
Oh yeah, we'll pin it. We'll put a big brass pin through there and we'll be good to go.
Yep.
And it won't come off. All right, cool.
Fix.
Still waiting on switch for Sharky. And Logan is disassembling the end cap for this skipjack. And again, this is like a circa 1990 watertight cylinder that David Merriman manufactured under the flag of D&E Miniatures back in the day. And it is so cool that this is still kind of bulletproof after all this time. We put in a remote switch in here, updated the pitch controller, but it's still got old school electronic speed controllers and all that stuff in there. So we're trying to figure out why this drive shaft came loose of the motor. And so we're disassembling everything to see if we can get in there, figure out what's going on. You figure you got it figured out?
Yeah, this thing feels like it's been over-engineered though. Like, here's something I find super cool about it. These were flush to the point where I thought they were just like basic washers, or not washers, basic nuts. They actually go inside.
Oh yeah, you got some little pockets, yeah.
Yeah, he used the pocket to fill with silicone, basically making a really, really easy guaranteed seal every time he applied silicone.
And there you go.
Which is cool, but this silicone is like dissolving. My fingers are all sticky now.
All right, well, we're going to keep going, figure out what's going on with that, and after that, this thing is going to be ready to rock. So, got her all figured out. We got to button back up again before I had a chance to video it. Somebody was working too fast for me. But it was super easy, so you can't see what's going on in there. But at any rate, the motor is kind of press fit into a gearbox inside. And what it looks like happened, there's a gap in between there. The motor just slipped back and was disengaged from the gearbox. So super easy fix. We just pushed it back in place and put a little spacer in there. So now the servos are pressing against the motor, which is pressing against the gearbox, and everything is all locked into place. And Logan's going to test it. And that's it. Working perfectly. Back in business again. So this is done. Ready to go. We got to do a little overview video on this, and it'll be done, ready to ship. So it's Friday, past the end of the day, because you can see Logan and I are no longer in the shop, and because we were in such a state of busyness, we forgot to do the end of the week outro. So we're doing it from the new shop. for the Nautilus Drydocks that we're going to be moving into in October.
Yeah.
In October, after Subfest. So what you see here is our new shop area. A little smaller than before, but it's going to be much more efficient and a little easier for me because it's in very close proximity to my house. But we're done for the week. We worked on a lot of projects. What was your favorite project to work on? Not the one that worked the best, but your favorite one to work on.
That's kind of tough. I mean, taking apart Skipjack was pretty nice because it was very clearly well put together. Delphin was a lot of fun just because it was a lot of like external work that I kind of enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't really pick a favorite between the two.
Yeah. Well, there's Sharky too. I don't know. I am kind of partial to Sharky myself.
He's so annoying to get into and out of though. So cool when you're done with it, but as soon as you realize you dropped a bolt, it's like, oh no.
It's a hell of a lot easier than Skipjack. But we got lots of projects finishing up. We've got some footage that you guys will have seen of Skipjack, Delphin, Sharky, Pisces, and Oberon. So it's like 5 projects this week. We're going to take some footage probably tonight or early tomorrow morning in the dark of Pisces cruising around in the pool. So that is going to be super awesome. One thing I need to make sure I mention to you guys before I forget, Subfest is coming up. Make sure that if you have any inclination whatsoever of joining us in Georgia, September 14th to 17th, you do not delay. It is going to be epically awesome. We're going to have a great time. We got lots of skippers, tons of boats. The weather looks like it's going to be perfect. Please, please, please come out. You're coming too, right?
Yep, I'm coming.
Coming. We're hoping to move his appointment so that he will end up coming with us. So we're excited about that. I wanted to make a mention though. We do have our raffle. And this is super famous because there's tons of really amazing prizes in there. And anybody can get raffle tickets. They're on the website. You can donate to the event. And for every $10, you get a raffle ticket. Now, we're going to do things a little differently this time. If your name is called, you get to pick from the table first. So we're going to keep going until everything is gone. People with the first early drawings get to pick their pick of all the stuff. Now, if you're not there, what we recommend is getting a raffle buddy. All right, so someone who you know that's going to be there that could serve as your representative to pick off the table so you get the good stuff. I think you volunteered maybe to help people out. They can text you or...
Yep, I can set up a text message system. If you send me a message, I can get a little notepad, write down your name, and
just talk to him. Let him know he can let you know what's on the raffle table, and you can let him know the kinds of things you're interested in. If you don't care or don't get in touch with us, we're going to make a decision for you. It'll probably be random. We'll roll a dice or something like that, and that's what you're going to end up getting. So still really cool, and everything is worthwhile having. So don't feel bad. With that, we got no cool tool of the week that I can think of right now. My shop's a little bare because we haven't moved in yet. But big things, lots of boats getting trimmed up, lots of videos going to get posted up. Both Delphin and the Skipjack videos, overview videos, are going to hit this weekend. And of course, Subfest. So anything else? What are we forgetting?
I think that's everything.
That's it. That's all for this week. You guys have a great weekend. We will catch up with you next week, long weekend, which I almost forgot. I was going to make Jason work on Monday. But we'll be back at things on Tuesday. We're going to be overhauling that big Baleo, making sure everything works, and installing one of our new tandem 900 megahertz radio systems. So keep an eye out for that. With that is Bob Martin, the RC Sub Guy, and
Logan Martin,
the RC Sub Kid. Not so much a kid anymore. Young adult, RC Sub Young Adult.
Turning 21 in October.
21 in October, yeah. You guys have a great weekend. Catch you next time.